Hey friends, so on the last video I shared with you that that sometimes when you're dealing with mental health issues that it's not a quick fix. It's not like you get on the right medicine and then smooth sailing and you don't deal with any issues again. And so we have been dealing with mental health issues in our family with one of our sweet kids for a long time. And she was young when it happened, and she'd woken up in the middle of a surgery or towards the end of a surgery, and it just kind of spiraled into this thing that we deal with on a daily basis. And so we've had lots of help along the way, lots of counseling, lots of doctors, lots of neurologists, everybody. Like there's been a lot of hands, a lot of input, a lot of thought on this kid. And so what I wanted to just talk about today was this couple weeks ago during a message on a Sunday, the pastor had said, he was talking about, he was in Ephesians, and he had said that Paul had gone into the center when he got to the city, and he like took off his robe, like dropped the back of his robe, and he used that, and his back was all scarred up. It was a mess because he had gotten beaten and stuff. And so he had used that as a tool to begin to talk about Christ. And so he used that. So when he did that, it would open up conversations for people to start to talk to him about what happened to you and where are you. And so he then proclaimed the goodness of Jesus Christ in those moments. And so so I was sitting through that message, and just before that message happened, I'd gone to dinner with a sweet friend, a new friend that I'm so excited to have connected with. And she just said, "Hey, how did you get to the place that you so freely, so willingly share your story about the struggles that you guys deal with mental health and just in general? Like you guys are really honest about mess. And I remember being so like lost and sad and just like I was a mess. Like I had four kids. The twins were, I don't know when I started writing that. I think that they were five. And it was messy. My house was a mess. My hair was a disaster. I went to the doctor's in slippers, went to the grocery store in sweatpants. Like these kids were hanging on for dear life, and so was I. And Steve was working his butt off and probably trying to avoid us as much as possible. Although he's been a part of this process too. I'm just joking. But super, super stressful season in our life, and feeling like isolated, very isolated, because nobody else is probably dealing with what we're dealing with, right? No other kids are acting this way, right? Like this is crazy. If people see this, then they're going to judge us. And then this isn't the dog's trying to catch a fly. This is just ridiculous. And so I had two girlfriends really push me into writing the story of what was happening behind the curtain of our life on my blog, Hope in the Havoc, which I have not written on in forever. But if you wanted to learn more about our family, you could go back and read that. So it's behind the curtain of our life. It's a 6-week series. I wrote twice a week, and I just kind of share the ugly truth of what it was like in that time of dealing with just a mood disorder and just crazy and physical disabilities and marriage struggles, just all of it. It was very real and raw. And so, fast forward today, I don't feel like I am isolated. I don't feel alone. I'm not sad. And all of that, when you are dealing with this in your own home, and you can't imagine anybody else dealing with this in their home, you are quiet, and you do retreat, and you do find yourself alone and isolated, which does lead to depression and does lead to overall sadness and just defeat. And so thankfully I had friends that saw it, pulled me out of it, carried me along the way, brought our family to the cross, prayed us into the place that we are today. Truly, it takes a village. And it was a village that has brought, and they are still with us. Our village is here in Nashville, and they still carry us to the cross regularly. So this past week I knew it was happening. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, why is Hope not in bed? Hope, where are you? And she comes, out of my room, and she's like, so I organized all of your drawers. Everything is neat. I made your bed. I threw laundry in, which she threw clean laundry in on top of dirty laundry into the washing machine, overflowing. But, you just, thanks. And so she was just super excited to tell me everything that she was doing. And then she's like, okay, super hyper. And I was like, oh, this is not going to be a good weekend. I think that was like Wednesday. And so watching this progress, I knew. So we usually are like happy, like organized, which I love it when she's organizing. But it was like to the extreme. And then usually there's like an angry crash that happens with this, and then sleep. And so I was watching this happen and kind of like bracing myself, but probably did not prepare Steve for this, or my kids, or me, even me, because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And so Friday, we go to the football game, and it's so much fun. And I know that it's overwhelming. I know it's too much. She wants to do it, though. She wants to be with her friends. She wants to be a part of all of that stuff. And so I am like, okay, we're going to do it. And then I made a mistake, a really, really big mistake. And I knew in the moment that I was making it, that I was making it. I had said to Steve, hey, when there is 3 minutes left of the game, let's gather the girls. Like, can you gather the girls and then and be ready to go to the car at the end of the game? And he's like, when there's 2 minutes left. And I was like, no, 3 minutes. He's like, when there's 1 minute and 28 seconds left. I'm like, no, 3 minutes. Well, lo and behold, it was like 1 minute left of the game. He goes down to gather the girls, and it did not go well. So they want to sleep over with their new friend, which is a no, because if we haven't established sleepovers, don't ask me in the moment. Don't make me look like the bad guy. And I don't know these people. You're not staying at their house. So, which I'm sure you're lovely. I'm sure that they are beautiful people. I just don't know them. So so by the time I get to Steve and the kids and the people we had with us, it was chaos, and it was bad. And it was like, we had gone from like sweet, happy kids to this crazy family. Who are you? Is this really happening? Oh my gosh, everybody's embarrassed. And so by the time we get home, we're sitting in traffic. The gas light is on always, because Brewster drove and it's his car. Gas light is on with nothing left, no dot, anything left. I'm like, we're going to run out of gas in the middle of this crazy meltdown. But here we are. So I just said, okay, everybody stop fighting with each other. When we get home, this is the plan. You're going to apologize to our company because you were rude in front of them, number one. You're going to apologize to your dad because that was unbelievably disrespectful. And then you're going to go to bed. And then in the morning, tomorrow, you have zero technology. Don't ask to watch TV. Don't ask to watch a show. Don't ask to play a game. Don't ask for a phone, iPad, anything at all. You can play with your baby dolls. And so we went through that whole cycle with them. And then coming out of it, Steve and I had like the long conversation of, hey, I saw this ramping up. I saw this coming. Hey, I'm so sorry. I knew that this was a bad idea. I should have walked out with them, not you. And then kind of like going back over that and just kind of slowing down and talking it out. So I don't know about you, and I don't know about your family, and not everybody has to have a mood disorder to have these moments that the total meltdown, breakdown, breakthrough, it's awful, happens in your home. But when I pulled back and then slowed down, I could see some of the things that it does not excuse behavior. It does not excuse behavior. But I could see some of the things that set everybody up for failure in that moment. And so, we get to try it again and try to do it again and go to another game, and hopefully they won't do that again. But it's all those things. Like, I know that they need transition time. They didn't have transition time. Steve was a little angsty because of just some situations. And so I knew this, and I should have probably intervened, but I was like, nah, it'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's going to be fine. So I just, life unexpected, right? Like, there's no smooth sailing. There's no easy button. There just isn't. It's every day is a new day, and every day is full of joy and full of challenge. And so for us, we don't always know what we're going to get. I don't always know the mood that they're going to walk in, nor do probably half of you, though. So I don't think everything is related to mood disorder. Some of it's just related to kids and teenagers in general. But knowing that we're not alone on this journey, knowing that we share this on purpose, that this is basically us letting down our robe, showing our scars, saying, hey, we are going to be vulnerable. We're going to go first so other people can say, hey, I thought I was alone in this journey and I don't want to be alone. It is scary. And, or you know what? There doesn't have to be an issue or a reason. Maybe it's just a bumpy season with kids or family or marriage. And, you're not alone. So I think that the biggest thing that you could hear out of me ever is that you're not alone. Is that you do not have to walk through life alone. You don't have to go through struggles alone. And even if I'm the person that you're like, I'm going to reach out to, or I don't even know her, I'm going to just DM her or whatever. However you do that, message me. You're not alone. Your stories would never scare me. Trust me. And community is important. Having people that you can say, this is so messy, and having them understand that it's messy is key. So we are in good hands here. We've got a lot of people that have walked through this with us since our kids were tiny, and so they have seen all of the stages of this. And so there's days that I'm like, hey guys, I can't. Nope, lunch is not going to happen today. Or a quick text message like, hey, this morning is starting out really bad. I need you to pray. And it's not like a holy, like, I need you to pray. Sometimes it's like, I need you to pray that I don't kill somebody today. So, like sometimes it's just like, I need to scream and I need somebody to let me scream without trying to fix it. I just need to scream. So just know that this can be that community for you. If you want to message me about anything, you can always ask me questions. Just if you want to just share journey, your journey along the way of this life unexpected, right? So go ahead, share it with me, message me. If this has helped anybody to know that they're not alone today, then share it with a friend, comment below, message me. But the reason that we share, the reason we show our scars, and the reason that we are willing to be authentic and vulnerable with this audience is that we don't ever want anybody to feel that they are alone. And sometimes somebody just has to go first. And so that's why we do it. And to share the love of Christ, that there's hope at the end of the journey, that there is hope. There is light. There's dark days, but there is a light. There is community that can carry you through. So lean into it. I hope that this helps somebody today, and sometimes it just helps getting it off my chest. So I look forward to hearing from you guys and sharing more with you soon.